Good morning. We're going to get this started in 1 minute. Good morning. Oh my goodness. It's Wild Wednesday. Are we going to see those fresh highs today? I don't know, but this thing is sure coiled up. And I think we're going to get a nice move today altogether. I don't know when, what time, but if I had to take a guess, it's going to be when those NVDA earnings come out. But before I tell you anything, before I tell you my plan, first of all, I'm going to just thank God because God is the reason why I'm alive today. And even though the last 2 days, yes, I've taken losses on my XFA here. I just streamed it the whole entire time. The combine is healthy. I'm going to show you right now. But before I got to finish my speech, I got to thank God. Make sure that you check your pulse every single morning, because if you're not as excited as me, as when you wake up, so you're not in the right path, I would say. You got to be excited about whatever you do. It's got to basically make you jump out of bed. Woke up at like 4:30 in the morning and I'm like, that's it. No more sleeping. So, today's plan is very simple. This choo-choo train, I think, one's up. Same thing as always. I'm going to tell you levels I'm going to buy. There was this, how do I say this? Let me word it the right way. All right, let's start with first order of business. Let me show you this combine here. This is the one I started on Friday. Last same account digit, 6A1. You can review it back. I streamed the whole thing. I got nothing to hide. We got it up to 1200. We took that loss on Monday. I don't know why I traded Monday. I really don't. I got chopped up. Anyways, then yesterday we got it back up a little bit. We didn't. That runner kind of broke me a little bit even on that last one, so I didn't. I was hoping a little bit more on that. I thought we were gonna have a $1,500 day. Well, either way, we settled back to where we started on Friday, and that's exactly why my homework tells me to kind of stay out of it on Mondays for this particular reason, that it just kind of pulls me back a little bit. But it doesn't matter. No excuses. We still have plenty of time to go until Friday. Monday, I think, is a holiday. So just remember that. Lastly, I do understand that the bigger, I guess, the channel will get, and the more, uh, like in general, the bigger the channel will get. Of course, not everybody is gonna basically, be somebody that is gonna respect the hustle or basically say good things. And I don't want anybody here to be lying or to be saying good things or be saying bad things. I honestly, your opinion about trading is entirely yours. Mine is entirely mine. And I'm never going to compete with your opinion. So, with that being said, you are never going to compete with mine either. So, let's make that very clear off the get go. And I'm a nice guy. I got a lot of tolerance, but um, you don't want me the same way that I am typically on here. Trust me. I tone it down a lot because there's no need for, to be swearing or to be all jumpy on people. But I'm just saying, like, you know, take it easy before you find out. But yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. Like, uh, here we go. So now the real reason why we're here is 56.44 is where we closed that yesterday. So we are pretty much right in line with where we closed, and I want to show you something. We've been playing in this for a while now. It's choppy and it's trapped me those 2 days. It's moving definitely a little bit weird, and it has to do with the tight congestion that we are on. But look at this 30 level. Like the levels are fine, but I think my stops has been the problem. Like on days like yesterday where we had that with that 19 buy, right? We were thinking long. I didn't lose because I was thinking short, and I did the wrong idea. I was just trying to long this 19 level here. Right there. So me trying to long this level. The reason why I'm talking about yesterday is because it goes into today. It's a history. Morning, Antonio. Good morning. So much flat. 30 bucks. Yeah, and keep in mind, we're in a very tight range right now. In the daily, I'll pull it up for you. It's very tight. We are gonna squeeze out of this range. I hope it's today. I'm done with this 55 with 5600 and 5650. It's chopped. Like it's very, very choppy. There's no real trend in there. But we are gonna get that trend leg soon. I hope it's today, and we will explode out of this range. But before we get into that, this is where we got long yesterday, 19. That orange line. That's where we were looking to take longs yesterday. In hindsight, I was basically buying, at a very good price in hindsight. Unfortunately, we did get too many dips to the downside, too many traps. Because I saw this trap here. Well, then I was in the green. I didn't take profit or go break even. You know how I am. It's full stop out, right? So I get the stop out there. Gets back above 19. Boom, decided to dip again. And full stop out again, right? But again, the idea was right, just wrong, maybe timing. The market, like I said, it hasn't been moving the way that I typically would like, but the market will move whatever way it feels like it. In hindsight, it was a good plan. Buy 19. Of course, my stops were a little bit, they're a little bit tight, right? In hindsight, right? It was a very good buy. We never backtested 19 all day after that. And then we did catch this 30 long. I did get long on that combine, as you saw on the stream yesterday, from 30 all the way. Ended up taking profit at 48. So that was over 20 points, I think, on that one trade. We did add into that push as well, which was very good. I even had my signature that we were going to get to this 42 at that point once we reclaimed 30. But besides getting into a little bit of that nonsense, right, the idea is simple. The top of this range right now is very, very choppy. We should know this. Look where price keeps continuously getting stuck at, right below this 54 level. Overnight, below 54. It's no coincidence why it's below 54. This is that overnight breakdown level from previous days, from the 26. Yeah, 26. That was the breakdown there. And it's serving as clear, obvious resistance. This general box. That's kind of like the top of the range right now that I see here. And to put it even easier, so we don't get too confused, because I know that on a 2-minute time frame, it can look a little bit like this, right? Very confusing. But it's pretty straightforward when you just look at the big picture. So that's the big picture I got pulled up for you. This is what I talked about, I think, on Monday, when I thought we were going to break right through it. Let me just clear that up. I drew that yesterday on the stream. Okay, that was Monday. This was clear resistance, and I knew it. So I was looking for the breakout trade, right? Kind of like Monday. I knew that was clear resistance on Monday, but look what happened 2 weeks ago on Monday. It just blew right through it. Multiple levels, okay? So, I thought maybe this time it's going to be the same thing. We were going to blow right through it. No. This time it actually worked. We actually did end up pulling back. All right, fine. Now, where is the low? It's going to be that previous level of resistance. This level here. This is the must hold level right here, because this was that key level of resistance. Because I know this because you can see that right there. We got denied back in July 31st. And that was the previous all-time high set back in June 20th. This level is playing out over and over. So bulls basically had to hold this level. They couldn't, so we start the dip. Now we had to reclaim it on a macroeconomic level. We reclaimed it, and therefore now I'm all bullish on this thing. We're going to go to these highs as long as this level continues to hold. Look how many times we've tested the downside here. Once. So we broke out, we back tested once. I recall, if I'm not wrong, and if you have been paying attention a little bit, you would know that I'm always looking for the breakout, the back test, and then the move back on up. So on a big scale, of course, it takes much longer, but the idea is always the same. We had to push through that major resistance. We had the back test, which we only back tested once. No coincidence, because back test can only do it one time if they're going to hold that level. Second, look at this. We're congesting kind of like in this bull flag thingamajiggy here. We got this bull flag here, sort of, right? Maybe if you want to draw it like this, kind of flagging like that. But again, the idea is simple. We back tested one time this 85, 88 level. All right. Now, the question is, how many times have we back tested to the top? 1, 2, 3, 4. Many times now. So the idea is that this resistance now is becoming weak. We've been working through it, trying to chew whatever massive supply that was there. And that was a major level. That's where we broke down originally from when we made those fresh all-time highs sitting at 57.21 and a quarter. So when we broke that level of support right here, it's becoming major resistance. This box was in my chart for a long time now. You can rewind the tape, check the streams, and it's always going to be there. You can see that we got denied right there. We got denied right there. There's no guessing around it. So in hindsight, I should have been taking longs of this 1988 level anywhere as low as possible down here and hold. And I would still be confident holding this thing, looking for a push upwards. Obviously, that's hindsight, and I am not long from down here. So all we can do is, what do we do today? But knowing that that support at the bottom is still intact at 55.88, my lean is that today with NVDA earnings, and I'm already talking about it, I couldn't really care less what the earnings are going to be. As long as this level up here holds, maybe even if we do trap maybe 3 points lower, as long as we're above here, we are always going to be pushing to the upside here. So when is that dip going to be incoming? I have no idea. If it even comes at all. I think maybe we already got those dips, because I see many traps to the downside on the daily chart, and I think we are going up. So if I think we're going up, and I keep talking about how the thing is going up and up, why am I going to short? It wouldn't make much sense. I'd rather wait for the dip and then buy the dip, if that makes sense. So now we go on to today. How am I going to make money? Well, simple. I'm going to wait for this, hopefully, to dip. All right. And I'm not interested in buying this 30. This 30 level is used up. It is. NVDA is at 4 or 415. But the market's going to do it. It's going to probably break out right after the earnings or before the earnings. This has happened already. I've witnessed this many times over. Watch it. Probably at around 350 is when they're going to start probably a dump. And then they're going to start the rip. That's probably what might happen. So between now and NVDA earnings is going to be trappy. And with that being said, I'm not expecting the breakout right now. Can it happen? Absolutely. But the market needs fuel. It needs a catalyst. It needs kind of like an excuse to do it. We've been in this tight coiling up. And that's why I mean that I don't care what the earnings will be. Because I think inevitably we're going to push up higher. And if we do end up pushing up higher, well, then that will serve as proof to what I am trying to convey with my idea, that numbers don't really make a difference. Yes, they might be bad and then the market might dump, but the market, I don't know how they do it, but it's already kind of priced in. These guys are smart people, okay? If you think that they're waiting around for earnings to kind of get into their positions as the earnings get released, I think you're going to be always trailing one move behind Wall Street. They're already priced in. They've been getting in their positions for this last week. All these dips, all these buys on the daily candles and all the buys on the hourly candle, they haven't been bought up by coincidence. I don't think so. I just don't. And whoever has been buying this past entire week, holding that level of support, they don't want price any lower than that particular level, which is the 55.88. I just don't think they do. Because think about it. If we were a buyer together, right? Let's say we had a shitload of money like how these people have it, right? And we're investing in billions of dollars here. If price were to come down here because of some short sellers or any other type of volatility or any other seller in the market, who's gonna win? The one who has the most money is the correct answer. Whoever is the one actually going with the trend. So if we were to buy this thing up again, well then we're gonna keep protecting price at this level. That's my point here. When we got this rally, we back tested already once. That back test is very important because that's kind of like what I'm saying, where you have the sellers coming in and we protect price here. So whoever's buying from here and they've been already long from way down here, they're not thinking, let's dump it. No, they're not. They're gonna keep protecting that level, and then ultimately they're gonna be taking profit up higher. I just think that from a psychological standpoint, that makes sense to me, and from a just plain common sense, right? If we bought this at $10, well, we're not trying to take it at 20. We're at 20 already. We might as well take it at 30 and 40, right? But that's just my thesis. So I think we're going up. You can say that I'm just too bullish, but I come here, I buy every day. I'm not interested in this 30. I would hope that today would just basically trickle down and perhaps we do some type of trap below 30 and get back above 30. Then I'll probably get long. But again, it's always the trap that's going to get me long. You're right. Whoever gets the data wins. And I don't know, but I've seen shows where I don't know if you watch Billions, and I'm sure that even I think it was Ray Dalio or someone. The show got the idea from a billionaire investor. I forget who it was, where they were trying to either short or buy a company, or even Walmart. I think it was the story. They have satellites where they're watching the parking lots around Christmas time and like leading up to certain events or certain quarterly reports. And based on how full, I guess you can say, that traffic is going in and out of these locations or inventories that they have in terms of oil and stuff, that's how they can kind of forecast the future. They use these people are on next level stuff. They're not looking at candlesticks. They are not looking at analysis the way that we look at them. They are ahead and by a mile. And that's exactly why we don't have that advantage. So from a technical standpoint, as long as we could, I would love for this chart to dip all the way to start selling. And maybe even flush yesterday's low, which would put us down here. Maybe we flush 11 and then we reclaim 11. Like that would be the best setup. But is the market gonna give me that? I don't know, right? I don't think so, because we're just too bullish. Like we just are. I don't know. I'm not going to try to predict price. I go level to level, right? First, I'm going to try to buy that 30. Let's see what happens at 30. It's a very used up level. So like I said, I always want to see a nice trap first. This is going to be noise up until NVDA earnings. And then when NVDA earnings, this thing is going to rip. Put it like this. Of course, my life is not on the line, but if my life were on the line and somebody told me, listen, you got to take a guess right now. Is this thing going to end up higher by 4:30 or lower? I would say we're going to go lower and then we're going to end up much higher. Or we're just going to go straight up. Monday is Labor Day. That's right. Yeah. So I think it's open up until 12 o'clock. But it's very low volume and typically just tends to either grind up or kind of just ping to a level. And I won't be trading, especially because it's Monday. So no trading for me on Monday. I'm gonna just probably go to a resort or something. I kind of need that be the weekend. Maybe I'll leave on Friday. There's plenty of nice resorts that I haven't gone to in the country here. Maybe I'll spend the weekend there. I mean, we got the combine going right now. I'm not gonna trade right now this on my XFA. You can see this right here. This is that same account, that combine. I have the XFA there ready in case we do sell a little bit deeper, but I'm not gonna be copy trading them right now. Because I'm not in love with this area here. I'm just not. This is the same levels from already a few days now, and I just don't trust them that much. We need to get out of this range. Only if we start a nice sell, maybe to the 25, then I'll get long on the XFA. But we do have the combine, which I can be a little bit more flexible with. I was hoping I was going to be done that combine by today, but even if I nail that 1500, I still will be short about $300, which is all right. It's not a race, but it would be nice to get it done by tomorrow. Lucky Mondays, man. If I hadn't traded Monday, would have been up. Would have needed only about $1,000 right now, but that's okay. This is choppy though here. I mean, it's not that it's choppy. I see a lot of things, right? Like I see this double bottom here, right? You can see that clear double bottom there. It's just, it doesn't align with the way I trade, unfortunately. I just don't think that, getting from 36 to 39 is enough of a move for me. I don't like that. I just don't. I would much rather see this thing sell and go down to test other levels of supports, which they're getting used up already, these levels. So that's why I think that this breakout is coming today. We're breaking out of this thing today. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. Look at that hourly chart. Oh my gosh. We got that low of yesterday. Oh my god. We were trying to buy 19. Look at this. Fudge. That in itself is a trap. But we kind of got two things going for us right now. We got this kind of bear flag here. Maybe if we break that. I don't draw my trend lines going from here to there. I just don't. That would be too long of an explanation why I don't, but I like that. Or we're squeezing the crap out of this thing like that. I don't know. Like I said, I just don't like trend line trading. It works for whoever can master it. I don't. It's looking squeezy though. It is looking squeezy. We're getting so tight. We're compressing between above 20, below 50. And with major levels of supports at the bottom and so many tests of resistance, this choo-choo train wants up. You're playing the little supports overnight. Yeah, if you have to trade overnight, I mean, I would still stick to the majors, right? So we have like 30 and 42. Overnight low 7:26 p.m. was 30.50. So not quite 30, but we did get that bounce from 30. And again, this proves my point about the game of ping pong, right? We got 30 back tests right there. Not to the tick, but again, am I going to complain about 52 ticks, right? And then where would you be wanting to take profit? Right at 42. It hit it overnight. We're trying to reclaim, but again, because 54 is that ceiling, we can't quite pass it yet. And then we're dipping right back below 42. And then look where price kind of jumped above 42 here. We break down, we back test 42. We got this little trap to the upside. We go back down. So maybe we want to back test 30. And it's too tight of a range for me right now. It's too used up. I don't like used toys like that. It's just a little bit too risky. Of course, I could have traded here. I could probably short 42. There's a million different ways to trade this. But I wouldn't serve me well doing that. And most importantly, if I'm trying to sit here and provide some type of value to any viewer or make any content that provides value, then I cannot just, do ridiculous things in here because I'm not a scalper, right? If you want to scalp, I just don't. It's not how I trade. I can get more risky with the combine buying 30, but I'm not gonna buy at 39 knowing that resistance is at 42. Like that's gonna give me what? A 3-point upside, but how much downside am I gonna have? Right? I know we can go all the way down to 30. So I wanna risk to reward. It's just not there for me. And yes, even though that 19 kind of failed me yesterday with that extra volatility to the downside, this is what I'm after. I'm after trying to obviously buy the trap and not get chopped up like this. But these levels are already used up, so we need to understand that, right? They will be extra trappy. And once on a typical trap, once we get that, we're going straight from the 19 and say goodbye to 19. We will never see 19 probably again. We're just gonna continue to rally, and I like those type of moves. Like that's even yesterday, I got chopped up still. I still wasn't thinking short. 42 is resistance, 30 support. We're in the middle. There's nothing for me to do here. I'm gonna stick to my guns, to what I know, because it's what I know that got me to where I'm at. And that's kind of the reason why I started this channel too, because I'm like, you know what, like before, maybe 2 years ago when I started full time, okay, because I was, like I always tell, I was learning for a very long time, but before I started really like full time, which was 2 years ago, it was just nobody that was basically trading support and resistance. Support and resistance sounded like this boring idea. I used to read it on books and it sounded boring to me. I like the thrill, right? The trend line break, or let's assume like you can read the orders in there, so you can just size in here 10 contracts, $1,000 within 5 points. It's an adrenaline rush that you get when you trade like that, but over time you will lose, or I lost, so I had to change something up. You gotta find what works for you. For me, support resistance is what actually works. And when candles are moving like this, why I love it is because I know not to buy at 38. And I know not to short the choo-choo train. So I know to stay out of it. Whereas guessing, where are we going? Where am I gonna buy? I know where to buy. If we start the dump perfect, I know where to buy. If we start the rip perfect, I know where to buy. But one thing for sure is I don't guess that this candle here is going to be the breakout candle. And that's what I used to do when I was new. I would be buying here expecting the breakout. I mean, there's a lot of reason to get long here. You can clearly see that double bottom right there. You can see this trend line here, right? You can see this kind of congestion here. We're kind of putting in a lower high, right? I'm sorry, yeah, a higher low. We're putting in a higher low, so your theory is that we're going to push up higher and break that trend line. And that trend line break will serve me as extra confirmation. But, what if we do that and it works, and then we get denied at 42? And then we start the dump to 30. And then I would be like, what the hell just happened? Like, my theory was right, but then why did it all of a sudden get stuck there? Well, technical support tells me, stay the frick out of this 42, below 42, and just wait for the dip to 30. If that makes sense. But again, it's up to how you want to trade. But higher lows and lower highs, they mean jack shit in this market, in my opinion. They can serve as extra confirmation to your theory, to your thesis. But I wouldn't get long here just because we're putting in a higher high. I mean, we're still putting in lower highs. I mean, that's exactly the problem, that it's too many things. Like lower high, lower high, lower high. So we're bearish, right? Well, we just kind of broke structure here. We had this lower high, low, right? We just broke structure here. And now we're putting in that double bottom with a higher low. Like there is so much things that you have to think about that you can overanalyze the simplest thing. And let's not even talk about if you start throwing EMAs in here or anything else. You'll go insane thinking about it. And then you'll look at something else, right? Look at this. Look at the ES. It's below the VWAP. Like there's so many indicators that can. You put 10 indicators here, they'll tell you 10 different things. 10 different reasons to get long or get short. Oh my gosh, I forgot the crystal ball. I'm here talking a bunch of nonsense. My goodness. The crystal ball indicator. I almost forgot about it. It's we got a minute left, so let's make this quick. Are we going to dump at open? Yesterday, I think it was the pump. So let's see. No. So crystal ball says no to the pump. Are we going to make new all-time highs with NVDA earnings? I thought I was tweeting. Let's see. Let's see. Crystal ball. Not really. All right. There you have it. So she thinks it's going to dump at open, and she doesn't really think we're going to make new highs today. That doesn't mean we won't get a pump, though. I didn't ask that. Still quite a bit of wiggle room before those all-time highs. All right, market's going to open on up right now. Get ready. Let's see. Let's see. Below 42, I don't like it. I'm not going to be doing anything below 42. I don't know, crystal ball. I don't know. All right, we're coming on to 42, 42. Like I said, I'm not going to long it there, and I'm not going to short it there. I'm just staying out of it completely for now. Well, that thesis worked, that double bottom and that trend line break. It appears to be working. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, does she want to break right through 42? Kind of looking like it. It's kind of looking like it. It's looking easier than yesterday open, that's for sure. Let's see. Like I said, I'm not shorting. I'm not getting long here just yet. All right, so it kind of took back that 42 area there. It got choked up a little bit for a second, and blowing right through it right now. Let's see. Can they hold it? Now they're going to get the back test to 42. I'm not going to take this long. I'm just not. But we back tested right to 41.75. We're back below 42. Again. This is exactly why I wanted to stay out of it. We were right below 42. I mean, we're at 41. We're trying to take back 42. I mean, it does look like it. That was a little bit too much of a dip, though, right there. And the dollar's showing a lot of strength a little bit right now. Could that be the warning sign? All right, looks like they can't really hold that 42. Is that actually going to play out here? Let's see. That would be pretty funny. I'm not. It's going to do whatever it wants to do, but remember that theory about that higher high and then we just broke that trend line? Why did it get denied there? This is almost becoming a perfect example of why I don't trade like that anymore. It's literally becoming a perfect example. Look at it. It is. And then I would be there thinking, well, we had this higher high, right? Like we had this trend line break. Why didn't we go? Again, because resistance is hanging out right here at 42 level. Yeah, we had this kind of breakout a little bit, but that maybe could be the trap in itself. And this is the traps that I'm preaching all the goddamn time. We know 42 is resistance. This is not, we're in the same range, the same numbers, same thing as the past few days. So it should come no surprise to why that's happening there. And like I said, this is a choppy area to be trading in. Exactly why I'm staying out of it. It couldn't be any more perfect there. Look at that double bottom, that trend line break. You could have overanalyzed that thing and it just failed you. Unless you're going to get long here and take profit here. But why? Why? I mean, you can, but I'm just not a scalper like that. If you are like that, I applaud you because it does require a lot of mental focus. I like the easy trades. Like I said, I like knowing 42. We're right below 42, so that's resistance. I don't short the choo-choo train, but hey, I mean, it kept me out of at least that fake out long, and I do understand that below that price, I'm looking for a push to the 30 down here. And why 30? Well, come on. Like, you know, this is the levels from yesterday, the day before, and Friday. But and that's why I prefer technical analysis, because that in itself played out exactly perfect to what I was trying to say. That it's just too much overanalyzing everything. Just knowing the levels that in the price is easier. It's just easier. You get less stress. Less. I got 3 kids and a woman. That's enough stress for me. Could have gone short there, but in a more balanced market, I feel confident in taking that. I do not feel confident taking a short in the middle of a chop range when I'm expecting a breakout to the upside. So no. I don't know. Does that count as the crystal ball being wrong or right? Let's see. Crystal ball, we opened up at 456.40. It got to 44. I don't know if that's wrong because that's only a 4-point move to the upside. And we knew resistance was at 42. So if she had gotten short at 42, she would have been in the red. Yeah, we opened up at the... No, we didn't open up at 40. No, yeah, we did. Yes, we did. Okay. 56.40. If she got short 42, she would have been in, like, what, less than 3 points of a drawdown? So it's kind of going down now. Let's see. It got down to 34. I don't know if it's right either, though. From 40 to 35, I don't know if that's a big... I think it's in the middle. She would still be in her trade. I'll give it to the crystal ball at 33. Or she'll get stopped out at 47. 47's her stop. Like I said, I'm waiting for a little bit more of a dip on this for me to feel good about buying it. I'm not buying it here. This kind of, it's a mini trap, I guess. We had that low there. You can see that trap, but I'm not going to play that level. I'm just not. It doesn't align with my core plan. I want 30. 30 is a much better plan for me. 30 is going to be that key pivot. Let me pull it up for you on the big chart. This is why I'm waiting to see if price can actually get there. So on the daily chart, you can see this magical box. It's an illustration, okay? It makes it simpler. Because if I take it out, yesterday a guy said I had boxes and that I didn't need a box, so that he didn't need a box. Meanwhile, his box was bigger. But really, it just becomes this level here. This 37. This 30 level right here. Why 30? You can see that was the high from when we broke out of from this magical Monday back in August 19. That was the top of that day. So 30, that's why it's been in play. And not only that, that was the low from this other magical day on July 10. So 30's been in play. It's provided a lot of opportunity. So I just want to see if we can get down to that level. There's really no guessing. So that's how I get my levels from big time frames. I don't get them from a 2-minute time frame. And then I plot them out. It does take time. It's kind of annoying. But once you kind of have them set up, you can kind of adjust them. I take like maybe... At first, it does take a long time. Okay, it takes it's gonna take you a couple hours. For me, it takes a couple hours. Maybe 2 hours or something, 3 hours. But afterwards, at the end of the day today, all I gotta do is maybe just adjust them slightly. And then you end up with something like this. That is a lot of support and resistance, like 200-300 points to the downside. And obviously, we only have the 57.21. That's the current all-time high. And then you cannot trade like that. So, but that's what my chart kind of looks like. So I don't really need to guess. Even if we start some like rug pull all the way down, I'll know where to kind of think bearish and get long. Oh my goodness, we're coming right back to this 42. Is that little tiny trap gonna work? Was that the trick right there? I don't know, but it's not looking pretty. This is not a trend. Like, look at this. It's not any form of trend. Like, just watch out. Be careful here. We just got a back test of 41.75. If we're going to reclaim this level, we need to get going to like 46 and then hold 42, right? Like, but I don't know. We're just hanging out here and I don't like it here, so I'm staying out of it for now. All right, we're not leaving this 42 alone, so I'm getting interested, but first I got to see some type of more of a breakout. Not yet. Still way too early, but I'm just saying, like, if we can hover above 42 for a little bit, kind of accept price there, then I'll probably take it. Looking for a push to that 54 if we can even get it. But we're right still below, so I'm not going to get long here. There's no need to get long. We got stuck at 43. So perhaps another little tiny trap to the upside. If any of you would like to share your plan, I'm interested. Do you think we're going to go up? Do you think the crystal ball is wrong? Do you think it's going to get to that 47 and get stopped out? If you're staying out of it, I mean, I don't blame you. It's just kind of choppy. I'm gonna put this like that. I'm not on the XFA right now. Full disclosure. I like to see what the charts like this better, but some guys like how I was hiding the account or something. I mean, it's expected, right? I'm actually for once I'm starting to think about the like what's it called? I guess because I talk a lot of shit too, right? With double bottoms and this and that and trendline breaks. Sooner or later, it's gonna catch up to me, and I'm gonna start some shit with somebody. I hope not, because I mean, as long as you make money, I respect you and I respect every trader. But I guess I'm just preparing for it. I'm like, I gotta, get a little bit of the, you know, not so nice mood. It's okay. It's not that I'm not. I'm a nice guy, but it's like this. Why do I need to have my account there? I'm gonna put it like this. That's it. Looks better like that. Remember, I got no reason to lie. I mean, I don't even sell you, like, I don't even have an affiliate link with TopStep. I choose not to do it. I can easily go there and get an affiliate link with them. Easily. But I just don't. I rather give you my honest opinion, unbiased opinion, and I don't really care about making money because somebody signs up through my link. I just don't. I show you all my entries, I show you all my exits, and you can decide for yourself if you think that support resistance can provide you value. All right, so that crystal ball, I mean, it's not looking wrong. And again, we got that push up to that 43, back below 42. So again, resistance doing its resistance job. I wouldn't have taken that short because I just don't short this choo-choo train. These work whenever they feel like working, and because we're in such tight chop, they are working right now. If this was like Friday, we would have blown right through that. I would have needed to basically hop in long at 43 because this was gonna squeeze to that 54. But that's another time. The market's not moving like that right now. We opened up at 40. We're at 38. Come on. It's not a whole lot of trend happening right now. NQ's looking weak. My bias was always the same since I came on at open. Below 42, I'm thinking short. I'm thinking down, pull back to the 30. And so far, that plan is kind of working out, and I wouldn't have taken it. But as long as I know not to buy because I want to be a buyer, not a seller, I can stay out of it. Now I'm just waiting for a little trap to the 30. Come on, let's get this trap. Come on. And then I'll be willing to take a trade of that used up level with the combine, not the XFA. XFA will get pulled up here if we do dip to another magical level. While I wait for this dip, if it wants to give it, I'm going to listen to some good music that I can't listen to with the kids. Oh, yeah. While I wait for price to do something, I will tell you, I guess my targets for when NVIDIA earnings come out. I'm going to call it right now. We're going to go over to a 30-minute time frame. All right, so whenever we decide to get out of this chop crap, this is the trap currently, okay? This is too easy. We got the crap, we got the trap. We cannot fail this trap or else we're going down. But anyways, we got this trap. Maybe with NVIDIA earnings or maybe right now we start breaking below 30. Either way, we got some levels we can bounce from, but as long as this trap continues to hold down here at the 11, this thing wants to break out. I'm going to tell you right now. First target's going to be 73. Right here. And then you might be like, why 73? Let me tell you. Let me just show you. You see this daily candle here? This is the big resistance right now where we're hovering right below this 65. And the top of that resistance is going to be this low right here from this day back in July 16. So that leads us to 73 exactly. 73 and a quarter, whatever, 73. So that's why first target is 73. Second target that we are ultimately going to be going for is those fresh all-time highs. Actually third, because I do see some over here. 90, 56.90. 56.90. And then maybe by Friday, 57.21 and a quarter, and we break through the highs. Yes, I am very bullish on price. All right, let's go back. So if I do get long at some point when those earnings come out, and I'm looking for a push higher on my account, and I make money and I put it on Twitter, don't say that it was luck or coincidence, because that will annoy me. So I hope that makes it clear. If I'm long later, don't be surprised. Oh my gosh. But either way, we're trying to make money right now. I want to get this account growing up. Come on, let's get to the 30. Yes. Watch. Give me a second. Let me give this pump. We got a kids to the pool. The other pool broke. So I had to go to Walmart yesterday and buy a kids a pool. Some things are cheaper here and some things are more money than Canada. I remember in Canada, like certain things that were like $20. Over here, they're like $28 American, right? So they're more money. I buy it. I buy whatever we pretty much need and want, but I'm just saying, like, for people that live here, I know they're getting ripped off, and then it kind of hurts me a little bit because I'm not a little bit like that. It's like I just don't like the idea of Canadians essentially paying less for the same things. But I mean, it is what it is. And maybe the importation fees, whatever. I just don't see why they gotta jack it up so much more. Or kind of like, not everything is like that, just certain things. Like imported things like Nutella. I give an example. My kids like Nutella. I know we're here talking nonsense. The market's moving, but in Canada, a little bottle like at Costco, like 2 of them, they're like $15 for 2 massive ones. Here for a large one, it's like $15 or $10 US, which would equal to about $10 US is about 14 Canadian, give or take. So for the price of one here, you can get 2 in Canada. So I just don't know if that's the importation happening, the import fees, or if it's just the companies that are just jacking it up. And that's what pisses me off about them. I buy it. It's fine. But people that work here that make $300 a month. A month. I'm not saying a day, a month. How the hell are they going to be able to afford a goddamn Nutella for $10? After they're done paying their rent, their hydro, everything. My hydro bill's through the roof over here. We got ACs in the house and everything. Those things are on 24/7, baby. It's so hot in here, no freaking way. The whole house. Maybe that's why my AC's my hydro bill's high. It's through the roof, man. I pay more down here renting on this place here than I did when I had my house in Canada. So you work that out. I don't know. I guess it's the ACs, right? I don't know. I like living down here though. I got here in April and I like it. I like it. You can make money online, you can do something. Hey, you can live anywhere in the world and I like it. Canada right now, it's not in the right trajectory for me, and I definitely don't share their core values that they got going on for right now. All right, so we got this dip all the way down to 33. Nothing happening above 42 right now, so there's really nothing for me to do here, unfortunately. If, like I said, we get back above 42, we can hold price above there. I can take the long looking for a push at 54. But in here, we're just chopping. We opened up at 56.40. We're at 56.39. There's absolutely no need to lose money here. Nothing. Zero. Or we go to 30 and we trap at 30 and I get long, or we go above 42, we accept price at 42 and I look for the move to the 54. One or the other is going to happen. What about you guys? Do you guys want to share anything with me? Like your thoughts on trading? Anything? I'm getting bored here now. I'm starting to complain about the price of Nutella, all right? So at that point, it's telling you something that I'm definitely bored. All right, come on. Let's get through that 42. Come on, yes. Give us some strength. $42 is still acting as resistance. We're right below resistance. No need for me to get long here. Look at that chart. That is not pretty. That is just not pretty. 15-minute candles are all congested together. Look at that 15-minute candle. We're right here. I mean, we're just hanging out here. We're not sure yet. On a bigger scale, we're both flagging, but that might not happen until later on today. I don't know. We couldn't even dip to the 30. Unbelievable. Not even to 30. Not even to 30. Honestly, if it stays like this, maybe another 10 minutes, I'm going to walk. And I'll just trade at power hour, because power hour is when we're going to get volatility in anticipation for the earnings of NVDA. And whenever it's events like this, the market will move better at the end of the day. We do got some crude oil numbers. Maybe that can get us moving, doing something better. But we are just hanging out there. So we got some crude oil numbers at 10:30. Or sorry, yeah, in 31 minutes. Some numbers in 31 minutes. I use economic calendar if you are wondering where I get my news from. And you can see here very nicely tomorrow, this week, it lines it up really nice. And based on the number relevance, it'll give you star ratings on it. I think it's gonna range. I think so too, David. I think so. That's why if we are in this range of 42 and 30, I would have liked to take that long of 30, but there's just nothing for me here. I can't do it. I know 42's resistance and it's playing out very nicely so far, so I'm staying out of it, but I think honestly the better time to trade might be at 3 o'clock. I don't remember when was the last time the NVDA had their earnings, but if I could pull it up here, maybe I should look at what day it was. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. Like it dips and then it has this massive rip. And I'm talking about a rip. I remember it. I think it was the first time it got over $1,000 in price. It was utterly disgusting on the short side. If I was long, but if you were thinking short, oh my god, it ripped you apart. Like I feel bad. It ripped lower. I don't remember if it was ES ripped lower like 30 points. Bounced from a support level. I got late on that long by like 15 points. And I still made over 20 or 30 points on that trade. It was ridiculous. And the market just rallied. It was by the end of the day or the end of by the next morning, it was like over 150 points higher or something. I just forgot. Exactly. I don't know if it was this last one or the one before. I'm getting confused by it. Let me pull it up. 3 months ago. Let me see. Let me see the exact date. So we're back down. Look at that. 41.75 was the price where we got stuck. Again, below 42. It's not coincidence at all. Zero. Zero coincidence. Zero. It was 6 months ago, right? That's when it did that dump and then the rip, and it was beautiful. All right, I got him here. So it was April. They did April quarterly earnings. 522. All right, let me see if it was 522. I gotta keep watching price a little bit too. Though. I can't get too distracted. But we only got down to 33 either way. So NVDA, let's see NVDA. Wow. Oof, this chart's gonna take a while. Can I just check price in a certain range? April 8th. Sorry, April 5th. I kind of got sidetracked here. I'm thinking, what the hell was I looking for again? Because NVDA is showing me price of 84. They had a stock split. That's kind of what ruined it. So April. So this is on the SPY, what it looked like on the SPY, if it was that day. I kind of forget, but so it was this one here, April 5th. This is April 4th. Okay. So in anticipation to last 6 months ago, we had kind of like this wick to the upside. We dumped all the way to levels of support, right? And this is the trick here. We opened up. I think it was here. We were kind of pushing here, and then we dipped. And then we got this massive rip all the way from 52.58 to 53.30. So I don't know if it was that day, but either way, there was so many people thinking short there. I just remember it being such a short bias on people being super short bias on Twitter. And maybe it wasn't now. It was 3 months ago. And you're getting all confused. That would have been maybe July. Maybe it was July 8th. Let me see July 8th. June. Five, six, July 8th. Maybe it was this one. I don't know. But either way, like, both stories kind of ended the same. We pushed up higher. That one pushed up higher. That one from April that we just witnessed pushed up higher as well. On the both days, green. So can today be again another green day? Oops. Yeah, it was one before that. Yeah, when earnings come in, they introduce a lot of volatility, which is what we need right now, honestly. Like we opened up at 40. We're trying to make our way down to 30, but I think I think 3 o'clock is probably the better hour to trade at. All right, the crystal ball was right. I think we should give it up to the crystal ball. I think that's pretty spot on. It didn't necessarily pump at open. I mean, it was that resistance we knew was 42. And just look at this chop garbage. And we're making our way down to the 30 level. We're almost there. We almost got there. 31.75, almost. Oh, come on. You couldn't do it. It knows I'm trying to get long at 30. That's why. How does the market know? I think it knows. It's like, nope, let's go back to 40. Let's go back to 40. Am I going to go live at 3? I think it might not be a bad idea, actually. I think it's better I go live. Because then if I get long and it starts ripping and then I be like, oh my gosh, look, you see the targets got hit. And I already know somebody's going to be skeptical. If I get live, it serves as that extra concrete evidence. And I'm learning from that guy from yesterday. I got to have the display showing the account. No, but all jokes aside, yeah, probably. I should, I think. I mean, why not, right? Because this here, I think we can probably just walk away and come back at 3. Not much going on here, guys. Sorry, but I almost got excited about this 30 level, but you can see we just got this massive rip from 31. From 31 all the way back up to the 39. But again, if you try to overtrade in here, you are going to lose very easily. And that's why I like to view the market in this particular manner of that 42 and 30 level as just being range bound. We're just chilling there. Really nothing to do. However path the market chooses to go, I have no influence over that, but like this rip is really nice, right? But it could have taken it. It could have done it in 5 candles like this. It could have gone up like this, but it just did it like this. So that's why it's very easy for the market to trick you, for you to get fooled that, you get this rip. This candle must be a very bullish one, right? And if you hop in long here, you're already biting your nails because you're like, oh my gosh, like, we can probably dip now. The market is here to trick you. It's not here to play with you, to play nice with you. I used to get excited about these candles, like boom. That's why I just find prices way easier. This is the magical indicator here. This price. This is it. And unfortunately, I know it's not what people really would like to hear because it is one of the most complicated things. I used to think was one of the most complicated things, but it's the only thing that really works. If you try to guess in here, it's a 50-50. I can get long here, make money right now. I can get long here, lose money right now. So that's why discipline is going to be one of your greatest assets when it comes to trading. You can anybody, me, you can go anywhere and you can find the greatest strategy, the greatest, but you can execute it very, very bad and you will lose. So if I know 42 is resistance and 30 support, I need to wait for price to get to 30. And that requires discipline. Because that 31.75, I could be here, having FOMO, right? But I'm just not. Or at least discipline to follow your plan, whatever your plan is, right? They'll tell you how to life, but cool. I don't think I would like teach for a price. Like I'm more than happy to give you my thoughts in the way I view the market because it has gotten me to where I'm at. And honestly, like, how do I say this the right way? Obviously, we all want money. So for me to sit here and be like, I don't want more money, of course, that would be ridiculous to assume, right? But like, for me to teach, then I feel like that's a different level. And I just don't know if I'm quite ready for that. You need more time, more discipline, and I think I'm looking into that Discord thing, right? Where we can all bounce ideas from, like to build a community, free of charge, entirely free, nothing to be charged. And I think it would be a pretty cool idea, and I can give you a lot of thoughts what I'm thinking, right? And you as well. But about teaching, that's the tricky one. I just don't know. It's not that I don't trust my system or support and resistance. I absolutely trust it with my heart and soul, and I want everybody to learn support and resistance because I think it keeps the guessing out of the game. If not, then why would I start this whole YouTube channel? If I traded like everybody else, well, then there would be no point in starting a channel. That's why I started, because I'm not unique. I didn't invent this. I just learned this, and I find it just, for me, it worked, and maybe for some others, it might work. Maybe in the future when when we have $1 million in the bank and we're like, just let's go, baby. Let's teach now. Let's get to 1 million to 10 million. I find that's the trend. Once you're at $1 million, to get to the 10 million, everybody online turns into a teacher. Hey, but some people are not so bad. Some people, they actually charge you some reasonable prices from what I've seen. But some other people, wow, like I'm not going to call out no names, but if you charge something ridiculous, you know who you are. I question where you make your money from. And that's where the transparency needs to come in, I think, in traders. Like, you can't be selling a course telling others they're going to make $1 million, but you yourself are not making $1 million from trading. That doesn't make sense. I appreciate that. Just trying to provide you with value. I've been raised like that. I just, whenever I feel like I can provide some type of value, I want to do it. I'm genuinely just trying to do it. I think it's time to walk away, honestly. I think even if you're just here sitting, waiting for a trade, I think 3 o'clock is the better time. We know this. I have plenty of experience, and I'm sure you might as well. Whenever the earnings come in, or even in anticipation for the earnings, the market starts to reveal where we're going. And right now, we're just, look at this. This is just, it's not pretty. So I think I'm gonna just walk and I'm gonna trade at 3. Honestly, I think today is one of those days. Just trade power hour. It's gonna be the real move, probably. Even if this 30 breaks and I'm not here and we decide to sell down, it's even better. Like, it would be even better. But as you can clearly see, the bears don't really have a whole lot of gas with them. So I'm gonna trade it live because I already know if I get long, imagine this. I get long at this 05 or 88 level, right? They're going to be like, oh my gosh, no, you didn't do it. You didn't get long 88. Come on, how could you know to get long at 88? If by some miracle price gets down there, right? How did you know? Meanwhile, I've been sitting here this entire stream talking about this 88 level. As long as this thing holds, I even had a message written down here. Like, what more can I possibly do, right? So I think what more I can do is just stream it and get long. And of course, have my account there with the XFA. Oh my gosh. I'm in a few communities. Kaka easily trading stocks very easily. That's good, man. You see how you can see that, right? You can see through others how far you've come as a trader too, by you yourself acknowledging that you are more disciplined than others. Like, I'm sure that other traders online today, they traded this and they made money, but I mean, I couldn't tell you that we're trending. This is not a trend. With the earnings, we will trend. The trend will reveal itself. And by that, I mean, I don't give a damn what other YouTubers made today. I don't care what. They don't pay my bills. At the end of the month, they don't come and pay me for anything. And I'm happy for them that they make their money, but because they don't pay for my bills, I'm not going to try to rush into making profit right now when I know that, later on, it'll probably be better. Anyways, if I'm going to risk $200 right now, might as well risk it with the potential to make $2,000 later. So I think I'm done. I'm going to walk away. I'll be back here at 3 o'clock p.m. for Power Hour. We're going to stream the earnings. I think the real juice of the move will be at 3:30, but I'll review price a little bit at 3. So from 3 to 3:30 will be that review. And then 3:30, it's game on, baby. And then with the algos at 3:50, boom, we're going to blow this crap up to the upside, getting some profit. Thank you, David. I do appreciate that because, but either way, I'll be here at 3 o'clock just so that I can say that I was here. And yeah. So I appreciate all of you for tuning in this morning. I do want to thank you all. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. I do thank you. And I hope, later on we nail that trade, which I think we're going up today. We're not going down. If we do get a pullback, it's that 88. And then we might just reverse and go back up, which we'll see. Let's just let price do whatever it wants to do for now. So you'll be here. I appreciate it. I'll see you here at 3 o'clock then. Let's see if that 42 decides to break. If 42 decides to break, it makes things easier. Well, then maybe we can go 42.54. And then if we can kind of accept price here between now and 4 o'clock, I'll know to get long at this 42 level later on. Either way, there's infinite amount of possibilities. So let's just talk about the ones that are presented to us whenever, whatever it does, and whenever we're here at 3 o'clock. So. When I said I meant you. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Well, either way, I appreciate that. Yeah, but don't worry. The patience will come. Like I said, I wanted to buy 30. I've been sitting here already for, 40 minutes, and I don't know if it's worth it. Look at it. I think just let it be. NQ looks squeezy. That shape is looking squeezy. Maybe now I might get some volume. That shape right there, that is a squeezy squeezers. Let's see. See that shape right there? Right on that, like, I don't know how to explain this shape, but this shape looks squeezy to me. That thing is calling, that thing's screaming it wants to go up. I don't know why, it just, let's see if it's right. That's how you test a theory. We got the trap. We got the failed, I guess you can say, breakdown of the flag, if there was even a flag forming there. And we have this price congestion here. I don't know. But either way, that's a pattern that only serves as extra confirmation. But I wouldn't trade a pattern. Patterns are just patterns, right? Either way, we're below 42. Price is king. We're below 42. We're bearish. So we're not bearish, but in this chart. I'm interested. Can it play out? I don't know. All right, I'm done, honestly. 3 o'clock is the better time to trade, I think. So I'm going to come back at 3. Thank you all. I appreciate it. I'll see you here at 3 o'clock. No trading for me this morning. I'm just going to risk it later on. So peace.